That sounds tell you one thing. You got a kickback. When your engine started at the opposite direction against the starter. Cause us to replace the ring gear, and for that we need to
undo the spinner, remove the propeller, remove the cowling, remove the alternator belt, and then we can take out the flywheel. So to make our life easier, let's start with remove the cowling, which is here. These are sky bolts, very simple. It's just a quarter of a spin, of a rotation, and it's out. Very, very good solution.
Apparently kickbacks are not rare, and I will explain all about it later in this video.
The upper side of the cowling is out, and now we have a good opportunity to look on the engine and see if everything is just fine. Look how beautiful this engine is. Alright, now we need to undo, we need to remove the bottom side, and then, oh, by the way, here you can see it. See? The teeth are broken. So here is my engine. Later I will check if there are no leaks or I don't know. Everything is still is full integrity. Look like that. It look good. Let's check if there are no cracks on it. It's look just fine. Fortunately, nothing happened. So this pinion gear is go out like that. It's not rotate if it's not going until the end of its travel. So only when it's reached to the end of its travel it start to rotate. So what happened when you are when you have kickback, that the starter is out and engaged, is rotating the prop, and then the engine is rotating back against the rotation of the pinion gear. And since the material of the pinion gear is much stiffer and much harder than that, which is very wisely, it's breaking the teeth and not breaking the starter. Although these starters have a shear pin inside, that if something happened and if, I don't know, in any case it might be broke the starter, the shear pin is breaking first, and after the shear pin is breaking, here should be right here. If you take out the starter, here inside there are two additional spare shear pins, so you can replace it. What I'm gonna do now, I will take out these screws and the spinner, and then I will take out the prop. Here we have the main hub. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and this is out. Two props are out. Then we have two additional bolts inside here, and the prop is out. To do this, what we need this, not this. Was in my hand just right now. 60. Need to open these two, but we need something bigger. This handle is too small, so we need this giant wrench.
Let's talk about kickbacks. This can happen from few reasons. 1. The timing sets too advanced. 2. Over-priming the engine before starting it. 3. Idle is too rich. 4. A combination of low mass prop and a weak starter, battery, or the starter itself can cause the engine to come to a stop by the time it reaches to the top dead center. At this point, there is a 50% chance the engine will move forward or backward when the plug fires. That's why it's called kickback.
Just need to open this bolt just a little bit. And here I need both of my hands because there is a nut here. So let me grab something from here. It's not this, and maybe it's this, here. All right, we have a match. That's it. And then, see? So by releasing these two bolts, I can do this motion, which allows me to, you know, oh, that's enough. So let's take this out. Is out. And part number one is done. Part number two will be at home when we will replace the gearing.
Changing the ring gear is not enough. I definitely don't want to find myself doing this work again. In addition to this fix, I'm going to retie my P-mags and check the mixture in idle, and I'm going to also work on myself by not prime the engine for more than 2 seconds.
Here is the ring gear, the damaged one. You can see the teeth are broken. And these actually are two parts. The ring gear is separate from the flywheel itself, and we can't cut it with the saw. We have to, because we have some lip here that limit the ring gear when you push it forward. So what we need to do, we need to line on the fact that the ring gear, the diameter of the ring gear is much smaller than the flywheel itself. So if we will drill it, we do a hole here and here, and we leave just small amount of metal, the pressure will break the ring gear itself and it will go out easily.
The first step we did is to set the drill bit depth carefully. Then we drilled the first hole. Now the second hole very carefully, as close as we could, without hitting the flywheel itself. In this one, we need to trust on the drill limit setup because under this area we have the flywheel lip. When we're done with this drill bit, we saw that we can use another drill bit, but with a larger diameter, to chunk more metal and make this area even weaker. Now we're ready for the last drill. Every drill took more and more metal, and as a result increased the pressure on the weak spot until it's braked.
לא סיפרתי לך?
חזק!
נבהלתי, אני לא יודעת מה רואים בצילום.
שלא צריך מסור.
תראי את הרווח.
That's it.
Simple. Easy.
Okay.
נקודת השבר. All right. May I have all of your attention, please? Okay.
Yeah.
This is the old and broken. You see? See it's
Yeah.
broken? You see it's broken?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Okay. This we don't need it anymore, except we have to know and remember the direction of this ring gear. Because if we will put the new one in the opposite direction, it's done. And we need to buy a new one. Because we have just one shot.
Okay.
So, I have the new one. But, the new one has a problem. First, we need to put it right here. You remember? We have a little issue. This is too small for this. And it's not getting inside. You see? It
Yeah.
can't get inside because this is too small. This is smaller than this. So how we're going to put it inside? איך אנחנו נכניס את זה?
חזק. נקרא.
You said with power. Nah, we don't like violence.
איזה רעיון?
What we're gonna do, we will use science. Exactly.
חמם ולקרר.
If we will put the flywheel, are you listening?
לשים במקום.
If we will put the flywheel at the freezer, it will be shrink a little bit.
ובמקרר.
If we put this in the oven, it will expand. And then we will have a magic. And the magic is that this will slide very, very, very easy to its place. So let's do it, right? Let's do it? Yes? נעשה את זה? Alright, first step guys, I have a special permission from my wife to put an engine part inside the freezer. Yeah, about that. This is it. We will put this for a while, for a few hours, so the temperature will drop. And after a few hours, and just before we want to put this, we will put it inside the oven so it will expand. So meet me here, same time, same hour, but within 2 hours. All right?
Yes.
All right? All right. So let's talk a bit about the ring gear. This ring gear has a direction, and as you can see, these tooths are complete, and here we have some chunks that took off from it. And why is that? It's because we want that the pinion gear on the starter will להשתלב. Combine?
Yes.
You know, when the pinion gear is going out, we want him to get into its place easily. So here we have a chunk missing, and on the pinion gear we have the same. So this has a direction. And what is more important, that we have only one shot, because you saw how we can take this off. We have to break it. So the direction is like that. We need to put it like that. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put it in the oven, which is about, according to the manufacturer, about 230 degrees Celsius, and we let it warm up. Then what we need to do is to take out the flywheel, put it on the table, and then put the ring gear on the flywheel. After we are putting the ring gear on the flywheel itself, we need to do one more thing. And it's, according to the manufacturer, we need to check the clearance with a filler gap, and it should be 0.0381 millimeter between the ring gear and the flywheel itself in all the diameter of the ring gear. And now we're going to take out the flywheel, which set a couple of hours. Put it right here, just like that. And we need to remember, make sure that the chunk from the tooth should be in front of us. And let the magic happen. Ready? That's it. As easy as that. I push it a little bit. With the filler gauge, we will turn it upside down and we will check right. That's it. The flywheel is ready thanks to science and the expand and shrink principle from heat and cooling, and the direction is the right direction. The part number is the same as the previous one, and it's ready for reinstalling, and we can finally fly again. Good morning. So today the flywheel is ready. Now we'll install it back to the airplane, and since I need to do a maintenance service, we use the time to do it also because we need to take off the cowling, so it's good time to do the service. The cowling is out, and now we will start by drying the oil. We have this quick dryer here, so we can dry the oil very quickly. Put some new oil, and then we will do the rest. These dryers are a great solution, both for drying the oil quickly and also drying it clean. As you can see, without it, my whole exhaust system will get dirty with oil. For the filter, we have this adapter that we are connected here, and we need to open it. I wish I had a bit more space in this engine bay. I can't insert any rag or something that will collect the oil. The only way to make it less dirty is to flip over the filter as quick as possible. And no matter how quick I am, to make it clean is impossible. But now without the oil filter, I have enough space to clean it. I insert a new safety wire, then I put a new filter. These are Tempest filters, and they are not requiring any lubrication on the seal, which is nice. It has to be like that, or 90 degrees to the pivot. It shouldn't be like that. If it will be like that, the torque value will not be accurate. It will be more or less. So it has to be just like that. Well, here is the click. That's it. After the filter is torqued, it's time to secure it with a safety wire. I measure the right length, roll it with the safety wire plier, put it in the right place on the filter, and lock it.
So while we're draining the oil, we change the filter, and now we will wait until all the old oil will drain out from the sump. Then we will put new oil. Meanwhile, we will prepare to check the top dead center. So the work order is going to be: we'll open the spark plugs. We will find the top dead center of cylinder number 1. We will put the flywheel with the new ring gear. We will tighten the prop, and then we will retime the engine, the ignition, and then we will check compression. After that, we will replace the spark plug for new ones. We found the top dead center, and we put the flywheel exactly at its place. Now we're going to put back the propeller to torque it. We didn't forget to put the belt. Don't ask me how I remember. After we will tighten the prop, we will tension the alternator belt, and then we will put the cylinder number 1 again on the top dead center. We will retime it, and we will do the compression check.
To install the prop, we need to torque 2 bolts of the hub first to a maximum of 65 foot-libras. As the manufacturer recommends, we did it gradually. First 50% of the torque, then 75%, and then 65 foot-libras. Later we put the 2 blades with the second half of the hub, tightened by hand, and set the pitch at the right setup. Next we torque the rest of the bolts at the same method, cross bolts and gradually. This is ground adjustable prop, and what I love about this specific one is that you have fixed keys for changing the pitch. It takes only 20 minutes to change from one setup to another. After we've done with the prop, it's time to tension the alternator belt. While my dad tensioned the belt, I need to check the tension with the torque wrench on the shaft and close the pivot bolt.
We don't have hanger, we don't have electricity, and to check compression, we need a compressor. What we need to do is to input pressure inside the cylinder head when the piston is on the top dead center, and see how much pressure in compared to what stays in the combustion chamber. I hope you understand English. So to do that, we need a compressed air, and for compressed air we need a compressor, and for compressor we need electricity. So what we did, we have the compressor here, and we have that giant converter, I don't know how you call it, connect to my car. So before we will do this job, I will will start my car, so I will not stuck here without battery.
Compression check can be a very dangerous job. If the engine is not exactly on the top dead center, putting 80 psi can cause the prop to kick hardly. So I have to make sure that no one is near the prop and add the pressure slowly.
Okay, so I'm opening the valve. Easy, and we should see it's 80 over, it looks like 78. Now I will release the pressure inside, and then we will go for cylinder number 2. Okay, we checked the compression of all the 4 cylinders. Now we'll do the last thing that before we are put the new spark plugs, and it's retime the engine. So I just set the top dead center of cylinder number 1 with this mark to the half of the to the split of the engine case right here. what I need to do is to take out the map tube, which is here, and blow and put some air inside. And I can show you guys here. There is a lamp, a small LED here on the ignition, so it should be blink, and then I need to blow again, and it should blink green, and then that's it. Close the ignition and it's timed. So this is what I'm going to do. I would like to do it very accurate, and shouldn't be complicated. So that's what I'm gonna. Again, I need both of my hands, so I will back to you when I'm done. We retimed the engine and put back the spinner, spark plugs, and start the engine. Before we will put the spark plugs, we just need to make sure that the gap between the electrode and the plug itself is this gap, and we will check that shortly. Alright, all the spark plugs are ready. We put anti-seize on the threads, both the inside and the outside, and we checked the gap between the electrode and the spark itself. So what left now is to put it back to the engine, and then start the engine and check if everything goes as it should be.
After replacing all the 8 spark plugs, it's time to reinstall the ignition wires, check the engine bay again, clear the tools, and for the final stage, a test run. This is exactly what I wanted to see and hear. A smooth start and run. We checked the oil pressure, both left and right ignition, idle mixture and RPM, and the prop tracking. Everything is great, and I can finally back to fly with full power.
Swagger down the street with your red lips and funky beat. You better hold your head up to the sky. I'm gonna roll with you till the day I die.
Thank you guys for watching this video. If you have any questions or notes, please leave it on the comment section below. And if you like this video, please hit the thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe, and see you in the next video.